Well, I have gotten the machine pretty much done. This morning I got the ramps in the mail, and as you see, got those installed. Had to transplant the new brackets here for these little guards that are in place and get everything installed here. And it's quite a complicated playfield, I'll give them that. It wasn't the easiest thing to get together, but everything is working, and I've just been going through and cleaning, and I vacuumed the playfield here, and I was about ready to move it over into the lineup actually. And I had one thing. Well, I just got finished working on the coin door. The coin door buttons were all screwed up, and somebody had painted over them, and so there you go. It's 20 francs because that's where the machine came from. It was the machine was in Belgium at some point. And I'm gonna put this last coin return button in here. Well, it went into the coin return. And there's actually a coin in there. Would you look at that? There's a 20 franc coin from Belgium in there. That's cool. I didn't even know it was in there. I've had this coin door apart completely, had it laying in my lap and working on it here and there, and I had no idea that coin must have been stuck somewhere. So looks like I'm missing one more screw there I gotta find. But other than that, and the coin door is done. There you go. And I had to adjust the switch in the back. And the last daggone thing I had to do was to install the center post down here. There's a center post that sits right here. And I just went and tried to install that. And I made a huge mistake. Like this kind of mistake. This center post just broke off. My brand new playfield. I guess I had not pre-drilled the hole large enough, and it just snapped. So I am stressing now. I need to go find a proper drill bit, and I believe I have some easy outs, but man, this is going to be tricky to not damage this playfield as I get this thing extracted. Man, I cannot believe this happened. I have another post, but getting this thread out without damaging this playfield is going to be really tricky. Well, crisis averted. This is the most beautiful thing now. I was able to get the that snapped one out. Damaged just a little bit of the wood around it, but it did have to drill out to a larger diameter anyway for a T-nut, which is what's supposed to go in there. Ugh, dang amateur. Yeah, the center post is installed, so do not try to use a threaded center post. I should have thought about that. I mean, it's not supposed to be like a wood screw style because there's obviously the ball's going to be hitting this a lot, so it is one that has a T-nut on the bottom. So it is installed now, and let's get everything back together again. Well, I had put the machine in the lineup and thought it was ready to go. Actually, I've been playing it for a day and a half now. And then suddenly today, I realized that the slingshots weren't working. Neither one of the slingshots. I could see the points registering when you would hit the switches, but the slingshots would never fire. So for the last half an hour, 45 minutes, I've been playing around with this and pulled out the wiring diagram and found here that the kickers, as they're called, are so-called special solenoids, right? So these are powered by 50 volts, and they are solenoids 18 and 20, okay? So these three, and this one is also a special solenoid, also powered by 50 volts, right? And I checked and made sure I had the 50 volts, and I did. I checked all the fuses, all the simple stuff first, and couldn't find an issue. And the strange thing is that this top ball popper does work, right? This is the ball popper up in the top right-hand corner of the playfield. So it works, but neither one of the kickers work, and they don't work in the test mode, they don't work playing the game. So then I started looking at the wiring using this diagram here, right, showing the 50 volt power supply, 2.5 amp F4 fuse. I checked that fuse and it was good. Power comes across. Down here controls solenoids 13, 18, and 20. Well, 13 works, that's that upper right kicker. 18 and 20 are the two slingshot coils. So what could it be? Well, I thought, well, if all three of these are getting power through this violet yellow, then they're probably daisy chained, right? So, you know, one thing you want to do is, when the game is in a track mode like this, all these coils, this is why you have to be careful under the playfield. All right, take your voltmeter, put it on DC volts, ground your ground terminal here, and take the positive lead, and you can check these solenoids. And if I check that one, I get 73 volts DC, right? All these solenoids already have power to them at all times when the game is in a track mode. 73 volts on that one there. Okay? But up there, I check these, and what am I getting? Well, that ain't right. 0.26 volts. Same thing over here. Let's check this one. 0.28 volts. So what in the world? So, you know, if you look at this, you got a violet yellow wire here, purple yellow wire, right? That's the last coil that gets power, right? Before here, you got two wires. It's daisy chained, right? So one of these wires goes to this coil. And this other wire comes from where? Comes from that bottom popper, or the one up in the top corner, right? So I'm down here looking at this, and I check the voltage on this guy, and guess what? 73 volts. So how can we have power down here to this one, and we don't have power up to these? Well, maybe in the video you already saw the issue. When I first opened or looked down here, these wires were like pinched down here, and this popper had come up. I gotta be careful because it's got 73 volts in it. This popper had come up and whack and hit that and actually cut the wire. And it's a good thing he didn't short something out. But yeah, so this wire here must go to the slingshot, and it just has some residual voltage on it. And the 73 volts is sitting here. So that's all it is. And it looks like maybe I need to improve my wiring here. Maybe there was a wire clamp that's supposed to be here. So I'm going to go ahead and solder and put some heat shrink on this wire, obviously with the machine turned off. And then I'm going to put a cable clamp and fasten this wiring here so that it's not intruding on this kicker and not getting in the way of anything here. Well, we got the wiring repaired here, and tried to secure it up out of the way with a zip tie or two. So let's go ahead and fire the machine up and see if it fixed. All right, we got the game plugged back in, and I'm so confident it works. I actually already put the glass back on.
It's sunny drive time.
Why don't we go into the switch test and we'll just verify. We'll go into the test mode here. Go into the coil tests. Coil 18 and 20, 15, 16, 17, 18. Aha! Slingshot. It's left, and there's the right slingshot. Boom. That would be it. Good deal. All right, we'll back out of this. And last thing I got left is the game is not saving settings because I cut the battery holder off the board, and I ordered some external battery holders. So we've got pretty much all the bugs worked out. Just waiting on that battery holder to come in, but figured I'd show the end result of the playfield swap here. This is a playfield by Classic Playfield Reproductions in Canada, CPR. One thing with the playfield here, you can see on the side of that lock, There's a little bit of a mismatch with the black around the edge of that insert. That's pretty much the only one I noticed. All the rest of them look pretty much spot on. And that one there's, you know, all the way in the back of the playfield, so really not that big of a deal. Yeah, so just shooter lane. You can see my bow tie here is one thing I do have left to do. I have to find somebody who can repaint that for me, or I know that they make a decal. I can probably get the decal. This side over here is in decent shape. I also need to make up some cards here, instruction cards and pricing card. I'll make those up. Coin door came out pretty good, and the painting I'm pretty happy with. And this is the blue is all repainted with the paint that I mixed up from the hardware store. It's got a nice gloss finish to it. These are the original legs and bolts and everything. I just polished everything up. I didn't replace anything. Yeah, there's the side art. Looks pretty good. There's a couple little flaws here in the yellow, but I'm not worried about the yellow too much. It's hard to match anyway. Here's the original mirrored back glass. There were a couple little flaws that I fixed. One of them is up in this area here, but it's really nice, and for the money I'm not gonna drop $300 to get a new one just to fix that little area. I did 3D print and make some little brackets up here for that that topper, that plastic topper. So I'll once I'm done moving the machine around, I'll put that on there, and you know, it barely clears my ceiling here. But yeah, overall really happy. Had a display issue way back in the beginning, and it was the ribbon cable. Changed the ribbon cable, and that fixed the issue. So yeah, let's put the camera up on the tripod and we'll play a game of Earthshaker. Alrighty, let's give it a whirl here on Earthshaker. Not the greatest player because I've never owned the game before, but we'll give it a shot.
It's Sunny Giant time!
Got lucky there because I had one more zone to travel to, but when you shoot the fault, it spots you one of the zones. So now I got the second ball, and I've got to hit the other zones here that are flashing. Gotta get two. All right, ball two. I got zone 7 left here. I can spot that if I shoot the fall. Travel to the fall. Woo. Right there. Not quite. Go. Alright, so now we should get the multi-ball. Ah, no. The shelter back here relights your multi-ball. Alright, ball 3. Well, that's Earthshaker. Pretty fantastic game, and really glad it's in the collection. Yeah, really glad it's in the collection. So yeah, I'll try to continue with the rest of the series on the collection. There's still quite a few games to review and go over, but this is the latest edition, and we'll see if and when there's another one. We're kind of running out of room here in the basement. But thanks for watching. Take it easy.